Hi guys, well as always thank you so much for joining us. Well, we're in eastern Turkey, we're heading south, stopping just shy of the Syrian border, but it's not without issue. It's just one thing after another. We're the Gupticators, Phil and Izzy. We've been full-time travellers since 2018. Join us on our road trip adventures as we explore the world. And for weekly updates, subscribe, like and turn on that bell notification. Right, I always say this, but there is never a dull moment on the road. We're just about to go to bed and as he said, I think we're tilting over to one side. I was like, I want to say no. My immediate, no, I think we are. So I went out, rear flat, can't believe it. And we're on a beach, but it's full of rubbish. So I've either picked something up in the tyre. I doubt if kids have let it down. It's actually not fully down, it's partially down. So I'm going to go out, stick a block under it, get the jack under it, and make it a little bit easier for myself in the morning to change the tyre. The good news is that we're booked into the MAN dealership tomorrow. So that's fortuitous timing. So yeah, there's always something. Well, I've just got it up on the jack, and if you've watched any of our videos, you'll know that I'm pretty well versed in wheel changing, so no point looking at it. Let's get it done. Because we haven't driven in it anywhere on this, and it is a slow puncture, I'm hoping that it can just be repaired and, you know, it'll be okay. So yeah, it's always a little bit of a concern when you think you got to shell out another 900 euros. It's painful. So right, let's get this changed. I'd have had a really good look. Can't see anything. And there's only about 10,000 miles on that tyre, so you know, it should do another 30 or 40. So there's loads of tread on it, loads of life in it. So I don't know. I mean, it is tubed. It has got a gaiter or a tyre liner, a tube liner. So there's a possibility that, you know, maybe there's a failing there. So we'll chuck it into the tyre shop and get it checked out, and hopefully it's something inexpensive. Right, well after that faff this morning.
Sorry.
What? What are you apologising for? I know, I'm doing everything. So it's just for camera, honestly.
Thanks very much.
So yeah, we'll get the tea made. That is the most important job of the morning. Cup of tea first off, sorts everything out, and then a little bit of breakfast, which Izzy has actually prepared. So I'll just let the tea bags do the thing for a minute because I like a proper cup of tea. But yeah, I mean, it was quiet last night. We had a really good night's sleep actually. I slept like a baby. Izzy is just catching up on a little bit of work this morning whilst I was changing the wheel, which is good.
I did try to lie in bed, but you're making such a lot of noise.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. So that's it. I think we'll just have a little bowl of cereal and be on our way. Okay, so this is what's taking us into the MAN dealership this morning. That's the worst one, and the other one, well, it's not too bad, but it's only going to get worse. There's a little seep there. Okay, so we're at a tyre place. It's a nephew of the guy who owns the MAN dealership. Super helpful, straight in. The guy's there now. Just getting the the tyre off, so hopefully we'll get an understanding of what's wrong, but no one speaks any English, so I think the plan, well, what I've asked them to do is fix the tyre and then swap them back over again, so my new tyre is still kept as the rear. So yeah, progress. Right, the gator's good. Just repaired the tube, so we're just doing the assembly. So I've just been shown around this tyre place, which is just incredible. So they take all these old tyres and then they basically take off all the old tread by sanding it down or grinding it off. And then what they do is they have a brand new tread which they then bond onto the old tyre effectively, and they put it into a big oven and bake it so that it basically bonds and welds itself to the existing tyre. It's quite an incredible process. Have a look. And the new tread pattern is all Avon, Pirelli, it's all the brands that you'd recognise. And this is the end result. And this was a Pirelli tyre originally, and then they put this warranty on it. The joint is incredible. Well, I'd never seen that done before. It's quite incredible. And here we are. A load of new tyres ready to go. Well, the team here at Van Man Truck and Bus have been absolutely incredible. We turned up here this morning, straight in, and they've just chucked guys at it. You know, there's been sort of 2, 3, 4 men working on the truck, and you know, it's just been great. They've been all over it. Well, that was such a fantastic experience with Man in the city of Van. The guys were just so helpful. We've been here, Izzy, how long have we been here at the garage?
About 5 hours.
5 hours in total, and the guy wanted 400 lira. That's
about £20.
Not even £20, just £19. I mean, the cost of labour here is just ridiculous. So yeah, yeah, we're pretty happy with that. And
they gave us lunch.
And they gave us lunch.
And they let me work in their office.
What else?
Oh, they were lovely. They washed the outside of the truck.
But, yeah, I mean, it's unreal.
We were ashamed by that, because it was so dirty.
I know.
It still has cow poo on it from Georgia.
So anyway, it's mid-afternoon. We need to get on the road. Well, morning guys. Well, we've got a gorgeous morning. We've actually found a little spot beside the lake, which is lovely. I'll just spin the camera around. And the wind's calmed down, which is incredible. We had crazy wind yesterday. We were driving along, just being battered about. It was like a sandstorm. So we thought, right, let's try and get some shelter. So we actually came on to a little campsite. I mean, it's pretty empty. It's very basic, but it's okay. Great little spot. And we've managed to sort of hide behind these trees. I think it's about £7 a night, absolute bargain. I mean, the sanitaries, they're pretty basic. Could do with a clean, in fairness. But you know, there's water, there's power. We've actually powered up. We're sort of hidden behind the trees a little bit, so we thought, oh yeah, we're paying for it. We'll plug in, which is brilliant. So yeah, that's working really well. Izzy's got the pancakes on the go. So yeah, all in all, yeah, I think we'll get some washing on today as well. So yeah, this will do for a day or two. They're looking good, Iz.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah, they look bought ones.
Well, I can assure you I just made them.
You did not make them.
Well,
you made them out of a packet. Yeah, come on.
I mix them together.
Okay.
The mixing is
It's the key thing, is it?
Secret,
to aerate them.
Yeah.
Oh, of course it is. All right, I look forward to them.
2 minutes. Can you pop the kettle on?
I can. Right. Let's check out these pancakes. Cup of tea in the morning makes everything okay. Oh yeah, they look really good.
They do.
Right. Okay, babe. Let's stick in.
Thank you.
Right, we're caught in the act again.
Diet's going well.
You won't ever see us when we're tucking into a breakfast. This is lunch today. We're having a treat.
But there won't be any dinner.
Speak for yourself.
Not for me, there won't be.
And we have this gorgeous room with a view. And it really is a little picture. Right, it's going cold. It's eat time. Well, what an evening, but we're pretty much packed up. We're heading on in the morning. We're just sitting having a drink, but really loving that incredible sky. Right, well, we're on the road and we're heading southwest today. We've got a really big drive ahead of us and we're heading through Tatvan, then Batman, seriously, down to a place called, I think it's Hazenkef, where we're going to stop, and it's probably about a good sort of 6.5 hour, 7 hour drive today. So, but the scenery is gorgeous, and yeah, we're in for the long drag. So we're just slowly driving through Tatvan at the moment. Busy little place. It's every sort of shop, but there's nowhere to get parked. We're looking for a cash point and a few groceries, but wow, it's really busy. Well, despite our best efforts, we just couldn't get parked in Tatvan, so we decided to press on. What you find out here, apart from the odd military checkpoint, there really isn't very much between the towns and the cities. So we've just dropped 1200 meters. It's lunchtime. It's 35 degrees. The humidity levels are extremely low, and well, it's getting hotter and drier as we head south. Okay, so we're only about 10 minutes from our next overnight stop. It's roasting, that's all I can say. We've got the air conditioning on full blast. You're probably struggling to hear me. Both windows are open full. But the air temperature, I'm not sure exactly what it is, I can't check just yet. It's certainly in the 40s, but it's hot. So we're going to park up by the river, there's no shade. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting evening. Right, this is a little spot. It's pretty good, we're happy with this. It's 7 o'clock in the evening, it's still 37 degrees. It's, I mean, the air temperature is just hideously warm. So we might be in for a very uncomfortable night, but we're going to get up early in the morning. We're going to head down to Dara and then on to Mardin. And then I think we're going to stop in Mardin for a couple of days. It's a really interesting place, there's lots to see there. But I mean, look at this. I mean, you know, what a sunset, it's absolutely beautiful. So yeah, that's the plan. So tomorrow we're going to head down to Dara, and we actually skirt along the Syrian border. I mean, at one stage the road runs alongside the border within 100 meters. We keep the passports on us anyway because we will get stopped. You get stopped for your passports. A couple of questions: who are you, where are you going? They know we're tourists, there's no issue with that. So they're really good and they're really friendly, and yeah, that's it. So just enjoying that. Well, morning guys. Well, yeah, it was a hot one last night. We did manage to get some sleep, but it's early doors. It's 6:30 in the morning. The sun's up. You got the heat of the sun already. I couldn't show you last night because the sun was in the wrong place, but just across here is the new town of Keith, and directly opposite are literally hundreds and hundreds of cave houses. But more importantly, right under the border is the ancient city of Keith. And in 2019, the Tigris River, where we're parked right now, was dammed downstream, and this whole area is flooding this ancient site, 12,000 years old, flooding the city, so it's now submerged underwater, sadly. So I think it caused a bit of a stir at the time, but yeah, I think it fell on deaf ears actually. Right, we're on the road. It's pretty early. It's 8 o'clock in the morning and it's already very, very warm. We're going to give Dara a miss. After a little bit more research, we've understood that maybe isn't as nice as we first thought. Straight to Mardin today for us. It's about a 2-hour drive, and I think we're just going to get there and get sorted out, and hopefully we can find a little bit of shade somewhere. Right, so we just had about a 25 to 30% loss of power this morning. Really noticeable on the hills. So we just stopped at the very first garage. Saturday morning, the guy said, yeah, come in. Loads of young lads standing about. They said, come in, no worries, we'll have a look. I mean, I think it's a fueling problem, but let's see. Right, so we've got the cause of the problem, and it's the damaged hose that fits onto the turbo, and that would account for there's a little bit of noise when you accelerate and the engine's under labour. There was a little noise, more of an evident noise than normal, and of course on the hills when we had the lack of power, it's obviously not getting the air into the turbo, and that's where we're losing the power. So yeah, brilliant. So we're just sitting here with a little cup of tea. And this is just so Turkish, and we've had this previously, and as we was just saying, it's just so fortuitous that every time we have a problem, we're able to get to a garage, and the guys just straight away come in, let's have a look, and they're just able to sort the problem. And there's never a question, an issue, or any sort of, yeah, come back next week, or any sort of indication that you're putting them out. And you know, Saturday lunchtime, and yeah, it's great. But I love the environment. Straight away, we sit here, have a cup of tea, in amongst the parts and the spanners.
It's quite cool though.
Yeah, well, we're
deep shade.
Yeah, so here we are. The guys have been absolutely brilliant. So I'm going to walk in here because I've got a couple of young lads as well. But the bill for this, you wouldn't believe it. It was about £4.60. So we're obviously not going to give them £4.60, but they've just been superb. So I've just taken it for a test drive. It's driving perfectly, so we're really happy. Well, just an unbelievable experience yet again. Thank you, Turkey. All right, let's go. Another great experience.
Yeah. And that's why when people say they worry about coming to Turkey and stuff going wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like the normal truck now. filter in the end, the fuel filter.
Fuel filter, yeah.
Oh, brilliant! So we've got a fuel filter as well.
Yeah.
What, for £2?
Yeah.
Jesus.
£4.
Yeah, sorry, $4.69 I think it was, and we gave him 11. That even still feels wrong, but I mean that's obviously the market sort of price.
Right, so we're only about 50 minutes from Mardin. We're kind of on the outskirts. It's getting quite built up actually. Oh, gorgeous big rig there.
Yep.
I'll park up beside them. Right, but we're here. We've got the little park up. It's basically a car park at the bottom of the old city of Mardin, and we've got a young German couple with this lovely old Mercedes overland truck beside us. They're actually on their way to Iran, but yeah, it's pretty gorgeous. We've got everything we need here. We've got water. There's actually a toilet here if you want it. So yeah, I think the plan is to quickly get sorted out here, and then we're going to go for a little explore into the old city.
Hear the voice within calling. This heavy load got under your skin. All in, you got the white noise.